This video is brought to you by Squarespace. Hello everybody, I was going to film this book haul video and I thought, I'm wearing an orange hat and a blue shirt. I should just do some weird blue and orange makeup. Did it, thought, hey, this looks pretty cool, and then remembered, I don't even know how I possibly could have forgotten, that after I film this video, I need to go to my accountant. So, I'm going to show up to my accountant looking like this. That's fine. I don't have to hide who I am. As mentioned, I am doing a book haul. My birthday just passed. I am now 25 years old. I have a plan. This is a fun fact of mine. I have a plan to live to be 106 years old. I would like to live to be 106 because that would mean that I exist in 3 centuries. I was born in 94. I will live all of this period, and then I will get into the 2100s, which I just think would be so cool. So, you know, I'm not even a quarter of the way there yet. By my bizarre maths. I actually only got 2 books for my birthday, which feels a little weird, but I bought myself a lot of books recently, and in the spirit of the festivities, I just feel like it's kind of all birthday-y. So let's start with the actual birthday books, as they are the reason for the season. That's not true at all. My boyfriend got me Toil and Trouble, 15 Tales of Women in Witchcraft. This is an anthology of 15 YA short stories about witches. So far, I've read 2 of them. I didn't really like the first one, and I did like the second one. So, classic anthology, you don't know what you're gonna get. I really love witches. I really love YA fun witchiness. Think Sabrina the Teenage Witch. So I asked for this and I was really excited to get it. And now I'm reading it at the perfect time, right? Because now it's October, it's Halloween. But then my parents also gave me a $25 gift card. 2 chapters! My favorite thing to receive on my birthday. It doesn't matter if it's my birthday, Christmas, for the last 25 years. If you give me a gift card to Chapters, I love you. And so I got On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Vuong. I have been so excited for this book for so long. But it is $35 and I just couldn't justify it for some reason. I'm like, $35 for one book is so expensive. And I used my $25 gift card and still had to pay like $10 on it. So yeah, very expensive, but I'm very excited. I think I'm going to love this book. Like, I just have this feeling that it's going to be a 5-star book. You know how everyone does those 5-star prediction videos where they're like, I think I'm going to give these books 5 stars? This. I've never done that video, but this. And next, it's just a bunch of books that I bought myself. Let's start with this one. Again, one of my most anticipated, I spoiled it, books of the year, Pumpkinheads by Erin Hicks and Rowell. So Erin Hicks is the illustrator and Rowell wrote the story. And oh my god, I'm so excited to read it. I actually think I'm going to read this today, because I've just been waiting and so excited. This is a love story set in a pumpkin patch. That's all I know. That's all I need to know. I've been a big Rowell reader for years, but I also really like Erin Hicks. I have some of her graphic novels back here. Here's one, Friends with Boys. I think I didn't love the story, but I love the illustration. So with this one, I'm like so excited. I think it's going to be really, really cute. So yay. And next, let's do things by color coding, because I recently went to a bookshop and I bought these 2 books because they were both super red. And I don't know what the heck was happening that day, but I was in a red mood, apparently. You know what's funny? My cat, her name is Max, insert clip here. Max loves red things. She is obsessed with red things. Like, if you put 2 pieces of yarn and one is red, she'll go for the red one. And when we moved from one of our houses a few years ago, we, were moving furniture, and my mom discovered that Max had a nest of red things. Just like red pieces of paper, red string, random red things. So maybe Max is rubbing off on me. But regardless, I saw both of these books. I've never actually, I've heard of this one, haven't heard of this one. But this one is Modern Love by Constance DeJong. I was totally sucked in by this cover, flipped it over, read that it explores the dilemmas of being a 27-year-old broke female loser, and I was like, I'm there. And then I read the first sentence, and I was hooked. Everywhere I go, I see losers. I'm so curious about the main character. But also, the structure of this book is supposed to be quite strange. It's supposed to play with narrative prose. I just thought I'd give it a shot. And then this other book I have heard of, How to Write an Autobiographical Novel by Alexander Chee. So this is by an author who has written an autobiographical novel about, I think it's time in Edinburgh? Yeah, it's just called Edinburgh. But then this is a collection of essays kind of about how he wrote that, but also just about writing. And I love books about writing. I have my stack, I'll insert clip here, of my stack of books about writing, and there are a few others thrown around, because like, one of my favorite books of all time is, or two of my favorite books, On Writing and What I Talk About When I Talk About Running. Those are both books about running. So, writing. So I really love books about writing, and I got very curious about this, and whatever mystique I got from these two red books, I was like, yeah, I gotta have them. But then I noticed that I did it again, and I got a bunch of light blue books. These are so exciting. I want to read these all right away. I wish I could read books so much faster. Okay. Sheets by Brenna Thummler, sorry. This is about a ghost who haunts a laundrette. I just think that sounds so cute, and the illustration style is very unique for a graphic novel. I haven't really seen this kind of style before, so I'm really excited by this. I think that this is going to be really adorable. And again, I should read this in October because it's Halloweeny. It's got ghosts. And then I got The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. Okay. Obviously, The Bell Jar has been on my radar. I know about The Bell Jar. But I just haven't been that keen to pick it up. Nothing about what I'd heard about it made me like run out and buy it. But you know, I do like collecting classics. I like the idea that someday I'll get around to them. And The Bell Jar was definitely a book that I thought I'd pick up one day, but I never found an edition that I really liked until I found this boy. So I was in London recently, I was in Foyles, and Foyles never lets me down. Never lets me down. But I saw this edition, which is this new version that Faber and Faber, again, Faber and Faber never lets me down. I love them. But they put out this new edition, and it speaks to me. It's a little hypnotic. I really love it a lot, and I bought it, picked it up, brought it home, and then read again. Read the first, for this I think I read the first, like, page, and I was like, whoa, this is such good writing. So now I'm really excited about this. I'm really nervous that I'm going to do that thing where I like hold it off to read it and at the perfect moment, but I'm going to try and not do that because this was so good. And then I got Before the Coffee Gets Cold. So I got this one actually because of Jean from Jean's Thoughts. I saw her post about this, I think, on her Instagram. And I was like, well, that looks really cute. It's called Before the Coffee Gets Cold. And it's a Japanese translated fiction. And I was like, I'm there for it. And then I looked up what it's about. It's like speculative sci-fi about a coffee shop where you go, you order coffee, and then you travel through time. And you can travel through time just enough time where you have to get back before your coffee gets cold. So it's such a bizarre concept. Like, what a weird little idea. But I think that sounds so much fun. Like, so much fun. And I really want to check it out. And I tend to really enjoy Asian translated literature, so I'm here. Also signed, and it has this really cool signature, so that's fun. I also feel like this wallpaper looks very cool because it's very shimmery. Like, it's a really interesting, bold cover design because there's so much negative space down here. All right, now we move into the white book section. Nonfiction white books. So this is Wild by Cheryl Strayed. You may have heard of it. Very long time ago, I read Tiny Beautiful Things. Where is it? Oh, it's up there. Can you see it? No, you can't. It's out of the shot. But Tiny Beautiful Things by Cheryl Strayed, and I loved it. I loved it so much. And recently, I got the crazy cool opportunity to go and interview Margaret Atwood, and Cheryl Strayed moderated the round table. So I bought Wild in the airport, took it to the shoot, just fingers crossed that she would be able to sign it, and she did. And she was so nice. She was so lovely. Cheryl Strayed is a beautiful soul. I'm going to tell you that right now. So I've seen the film for Wild, really enjoyed it. Read her other book, really enjoyed it. So I know I'm going to love this. I hope I read this soon because I'm in a very hiking kind of a mood. I was honestly just planning to go on a hike later today. And then I got No One Is Too Small to Make a Difference by Greta Thunberg. This is a collection of some of her speeches. Greta Thunberg, you may recognize. She is an incredible activist. I think now she's 15. She's either 15 or 16. But she does a climate strike every Friday. She doesn't go to school. She strikes for the climate. And it's become a really big movement, and I honestly find her a massive inspiration. Excitingly, on the inside of this, I was reading just her bio, and it says that she has a second book coming out, which is more of a memoir. So this is just, a collection of her speeches. But I'm very excited also for her memoir whenever that comes out, probably next year. But yes. This is cool. All right, next up, short stories. I didn't plan to break it up in such good little sections, but it's working out beautifully. Okay, so these are both books that I got on massive sale. This one was $6, down from, the original cover price of $35, and this boy was $4. So, down from, the sticker's covering it, but I assume it was probably $18. These are both just collections of short stories. So, Ottessa I don't know how to pronounce this. Moshfegh? I need to look that up. But, Homesick for Another World, she wrote My Year of Rest and Relaxation, which again, out of frame, but I swear I have it. But have I read it? No, I have not. But I'm in a short stories mood. I feel like short stories are very interesting, super underrated. Apparently, it's, impossible to sell short stories. Publishers never really make money off of short story collections. They're very much passion projects, and obviously there are exceptions, there are exceptions to everything. But for the most part, short stories just don't really sell very well. And I think that's sad, because I think it's a very interesting form. Obviously, you guys know I love short books. Short books are the best. Novellas for the win. I should make a pin. Novellas for the win. Short books are the best. But yeah, I just think that they're really interesting, and I want to write more short stories, and I want to, the main writing advice that any writer will ever give is, in order to write, you need to read. And it's just because the more reading that you do, the more exposure you get to other people's writing, the more it strengthens your own. So I just want to read a bunch of short stories to strengthen my own short stories. And it's kind of like, even if you're trying to figure out how to write a novel, say, reading short stories is still going to be really helpful, because you're still going to learn about narrative structure, albeit in a different form, but it could be something that sparks an idea, or it's more like a microcosm, a small test of how someone forms a narrative, as opposed to a longer one. And then this one is When Watched by Leopoldine Core. Honestly, I don't know much about these. I just saw that they were both on sale, both authors that I think sound really cool. And I just wanted to give them a shot, especially because they were so cheap. I was like, I can just give these a shot. I'm also thinking next year of doing a couple of readathons with myself, one of which would be to read all of my short story collections and then make a big video, reviewing all of my short story collections. So let me know down below if you'd be interested in that. Alright, we only have 2 books left, and honestly, they couldn't be randomer. So because everything else has fit very nicely into a good little pile, these 2 are going to go in the random pile. Hello and welcome to Miscellaneous. So, this book I bought for myself when I was in Greece. I had a trip to Greece with my friend Momo. We had such a cool time, and she made a video about our trip, filming some of the awesome bookshops that we went to. I'm going to link that down below. Definitely check that out, because you can see some of the beautiful bookstores we went to in Greece. But the most beautiful one we went to is called Atlantis Books. It was in Santorini. I loved it. It was so beautiful. Very Shakespeare and Company-esque. But I wanted to get a book there, and I wasn't seeing anything that I already knew about that was calling to me. And then I saw this random book called Orphic Paris by Henri Cole. It is a memoir of his time in Paris, but it says it combines autobiography, diary, essay, poetry, and photographs. So it has like this really weird kind of format. And I started to read it, and just stuff like this to me is very romantic. It's very wistful. Oh, my time in Paris. You know, that kind of stuff. So I'm really into that vibe. I'm really into that wistful nostalgia of travel kind of vibe. Because I feel it often. I'm often like, oh, I remember when I was in X place. And I will start to get that nostalgic thing. And so, yeah, I just really wanted to check this out. I think memoir is also I keep saying that it's a genre I'm really interested right now in. And it's like, yeah, I'm obviously just interested in all genres. So I'm very curious about writing. I feel that in 2020, it's going to be the year of writing for Ariel. And so I kind of feel like I'm bunkering down on getting all these good books that I'm then going to like just binge and learn from, and will hopefully like inform my writing and show me what kind of writing projects I could do myself. And then the last book was a present. This is A Scanner Darkly by Philip K. Dick. I have not read anything by him. Obviously his biggest one is Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, which is the basis for the Blade Runner movies. So this was given to me by my friend Dylan, and it was such a beautiful moment because he is my boyfriend's friend, and we had just hung out at his house, and he was like, Ariel, I want to give you a book. And he just went through all of his shelves and picked this one out for me. All I know about this book is what it says on the back, but what it says is that it's about a guy named Bob who sells a drug, and nobody knows, but what the drug does is it splits your mind in 2. And so suddenly there's Bob, but there's also Fred, and Bob is Fred, and Fred is Bob. And Fred, the guy who becomes the second person, is a law enforcement officer, and he's trying to get Bob. So it seems very kind of confusing, but there's nothing like some good sci-fi. And that is my book haul. Thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. They are an all-in-one platform to create beautiful websites. They have really good site management because they have an app where you can control everything on the go, and they also have a really good traffic overview function so that you can see exactly how many people are visiting your web pages, which are the most popular, how do you make more people visit your website, etc. I use Squarespace for my website, and I know how beautiful the websites are and how easy it is to use. So if you want to check it out and get a free trial and 10% off your first purchase, you can check out squarespace.com/Ariel. Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please let me know down below in the comments. I'm now gonna go talk to my accountant looking like this. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!